Hi everyone, happy Halloween! I'm here to go over a couple more examples of you for solving linear equations. So for number 1a, I look at both sides of my equation and I see parentheses. That means I'm going to be using the distributive property. So 9 times b is 9b, 9 times 5 is 45, plus 9. Equals 10b minus 5. Okay, got rid of my parentheses. Now I have to combine like terms. So I look on this side first and then this side. So 9b doesn't have any like terms on this side, but I have a 45 plus 9, so I know that's 54 equals 10b minus 5. Okay, we combined our like terms. Now I need to have my variable on one side. So it doesn't matter which variable you move as long as you move it using inverse operations. So I'm going to subtract 9b for boo from each side. I'm left with the 0 here, and I get 54 equals 1b minus 5. Okay, almost there. Now I'm going to add 5 to both sides to finally get my variable by itself, and I'm left with b equals 59. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, 1b, not so bad. I'm going to distribute. Just always be careful of the sign in front of the variable or number when you distribute. So this is a positive 3 times a positive 11, which is why I just write 33. But positive 3 times negative p is negative 3p equals 12. Okay, now I want to isolate the variable. So I'm going to get rid of these 33 positives by subtracting. And I get negative 3p equals 12 minus 33. Well, I know it's going to be negative, and I just have to subtract carefully. Negative 21. Okay, now I'm going to divide on each side by negative 3. P equals, well, negative divided by negative is a positive 7. And there we go. And guys, remember, the more of these you do, the better off you get. Repetition is the father of knowledge. These steps never change. Only the numbers and variables do. Okay, this one right here, no parentheses. I have some like terms to combine. 6c plus 7c is a 13c equals 9. And then I have to divide on each side by negative 13, or not negative, excuse me, just 13. Divide by 13, and I'm left with c equals 9/13. Okay, so this is a fraction. It's fine. Oh, if you wanted to divide and turn it into a decimal, you could, but this is a fine solution. So don't let a fraction or an answer that looks weird like this throw you off. This is correct. Okay, guys, over here, they're using the dot to mean multiplication. So 6 times 2 is 12. 12 equals t minus 4. I only have to do one thing to isolate my variable, and that's adding 4 to both sides. T equals 16. Looking at these other ones, they're, the same steps. I'll do 3a with you. Okay, so remember, if I have a fraction, I'm going to multiply each side by the denominator. And that's how these two are going to cancel out. Because if I multiply something and divide it by the same number, it's the same as doing nothing to it. So they cancel out, and I'm left with 2 equals k minus 7. To isolate my variable, I add 7 to both sides. K equals 9. Awesome. Now, your other Tuesday worksheet is right here, is evaluating expressions. So for this, they're telling you n equals 5. Whenever you see an n, put in a 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. 0 divided by 8 equals 0. So your solution is just 0. This one again, q is 10. So wherever I see a q, I put a 10. 8 plus 10 is 18. Awesome. This one, maybe it's a little bit trickier. U is 7. So I'm going to put a 7 right here. The 10 and the 7 are being multiplied. So 10 times 7 is 70 minus 3 to the third power. 70 minus 3 is 67. And then 67 to the third power, you would multiply 67 times 67 times 67. And that is how you'd get your solution. Okay, now 2a, d equals 1. So 1 minus 2 equals negative 1. Negative 1 divided by 6, well, I could divide and turn this into a decimal, or I could just keep it as is. And guys, for this one right here, if your ELT doesn't have calculators, you can just ask your teacher to go ahead and like work it out for you. That's totally fine, because I understand multiplying that out would take a lot of time. Or if you finish this early, you can definitely go back and just multiply it out. And guys, for all the other ones, it's pretty much the same thing. I'll leave you with one more, 3a. Okay, p equals 5. 4 minus 35 divided by 4. Okay, so 4, take away 35 would be negative 31, and it's negative 31 divided by 4. So again, you could leave this as an improper fraction. You could divide like this, and get negative 7 3/4. You could turn it into a decimal, which would be negative 7 75/100. But all of these are the exact same thing. So it's your preference. You choose. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. I'm going to keep them coming. Please see me if you have any suggestions. Thank you for your hard work. Goodbye.